where we give you real talk between real sisters. Hey, step siblings, I'm Corrine.
And I'm Kayla.
And you're listening to Between Sisters, where we give you real talk between real sisters and find the lesson in TV shows, books, movies, art, and all the things in between. Today, we took our inspiration from the Oscars, which just happened, and a lot happened.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan won.
I cried.
We screamed.
Yeah.
Immediately screamed.
Immediately.
And you know what was so crazy? He kind of had his face set up to be good with whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know that face. If
Yeah.
if you make that face, you know that face. Mm-hmm. And then when it happened, he was like,
You kind of saw like the sigh of like relief on his face too. Like he was just like, whoa, like
two stunts.
beautiful.
It was amazing. Just everything about it. Autumn winning cinematographer, the first woman ever
yeah,
to win that. Ryan Coogler won Best Original Screenplay. It was just, it was a good night.
It was a good night
for those categories, and like history was made in multiple categories.
Yeah,
which was nice. We want to talk about staying the course, okay? Because this whole award season, something that has stood out to me was one, Teyana Taylor, who has been working for like 20 years, over 20 years.
Yeah.
And is finally at a point where she feels she is getting the recognition that she deserves. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people would have not waited 20 years or not kept going for 20 years. And to see her receive her flowers on a level like this, because we've been seeing her for years. I feel like I've seen her on tour. I've seen her, like, I've been supporting her for a minute, but to see her receive her flowers at this stage.
I liked her since My Sweet 16. So
yes, we did watch her My Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So I cried when she got her award too at the Golden Globes.
Yes,
I cried.
I was so happy
because I was just so happy for her. Like we've seen her grow, and it's awesome.
And to see her standing in a room full of legends and just belonging completely was awesome. Okay, so both Michael B. Jordan and Teyana Taylor have been working for years. We've seen Michael B. Jordan since he was young in The Wire and Friday Night Lights and all those things, and moving on up, and Creed, Black Panther,
Fruitvale Station,
which I just watched again the other day.
You watched it again?
It was on TV, and I was like, because I obviously watched it all those years ago when it was first available to watch, and then I was on TV the other day, and it was about to start, and I was like, you know what? I haven't seen this in years. Let me, rewatch, and still, what a heartbreaking performance.
No, that's one of the movies I'll never watch again. I loved it. It was great. Never again. I get too emotional.
What a heartbreaking performance. And it still resonates to this day. So I think it was a good thing to rewatch because of that. It's still relevant. You know what I'm saying?
It's still relevant for sure.
So do you think that you will be able to stay the course that long that Michael B. Jordan and Teyana Taylor have stayed to receive this type of acclaim?
Me personally, yes. Just because if that's what God has planned for me, I know I'm just going to stick with it. I don't know the outcome. I don't know what I don't really know, but I know if it's something I'm passionate about, I'm going to go hard for it. So, yeah.
For sure. I think that it comes with, one, not listening to other people. No one truly is going to know your vision. So even if people are like really close to you, if that's your sister, if that's your best friend, if that's your whatever, they still might not be able to see the entire vision that you see. So you can't listen to other people for real when it comes to that kind of stuff, because it's not cool until it is, always. And especially to this point, everyone is so wanting overnight success, instant gratification. Everyone's attention spans are like out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone wants that instant gratification, and the thought of putting in work and you don't know when it's happening. If you would tell someone, if you keep going in 10 years, you'll have this or this or this, they would continue to do
Right,
it.
exactly.
But the delayed gratification and playing the long game and all these things, and you don't know, people aren't subscribing to that. They're like, I want something now. I want the quick now. And it'll never be on a different level. You'll get cool stuff and you'll be cool, but it could have been over the top.
Right. My thing for me, I don't want to wait whatever so odd years and then look back and be like, oh, well, what if I did this, or what if I tried this, or what if I stuck with this? Like, that's something that now I'm just like, I might as well try everything I want to do. At least try. You never know what could come of it. Like, I don't want to just look back and be like, dang, I didn't try. And the only thing that was holding me back was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that held me back was literally just me. I don't want that to be the case.
And then you always see people, people talk about others who are doing things that maybe they think that they can't do, or they this, that, and the third. And then when that person has been putting in the work and doing things when you thought, oh, it was corny, oh, you look stupid, oh, that's not gonna make it, and then they become successful in that, or they gain a little traction from that, a little clout from that. Clout is a drug. You gain clout from something, and all of a sudden, everyone's
on it.
Somebody of high acclaim, or somebody famous or whatever, acknowledges you for something. Oh, this is dope. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is that. Oh yeah, I mess with her. Weren't you the one sending my thing around to the group chat like, ha ha ha, hee hee hee?
What laugh is that?
and now here you come, DMing me, oh my gosh, this is so great.
You know what that reminds me of? Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
But that's literally like the lyrics, it's like, we were laughing at this guy, now you're going to see him at the show, like that's what it is.
It's like people always hate until it is what it is. And then the crazy thing is, sometimes people hate, and then you do something and you get popping with it, and now you see them trying to start
the same. Oh, what you're doing?
Yeah. Really. Then it's like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna make fun of you. People who are successful, Beyonce is not gonna look at somebody posting singing videos on their Instagram page and laugh. Hee hee ha ha. You look stupid. That's corny. You're not gonna make it. Because she knows that you have to be working towards it to do it. And anyone who's ever did anything is not gonna, it's the people who never did anything, or the people who are not gonna do anything.
I think nowadays too, a lot of people are inspired just because we've seen so many stories of people just working hard, and we've seen the digital track record of so many people now. So you can see where they started out, from the bottom and just worked, and then years later, you see success. So I think a lot of people are inspired in that way to keep pushing, because they know all it takes is one.
This reminded me of that reporter that Michael B. Jordan called out on the red carpet at Creed, and she was on the red carpet getting ready to interview him, and she was like, oh, Michael B., we go way back and stuff, and he was like, yeah, I remember I was the corny kid with the headshots. She said, I didn't say that. He's like, no, you said that. I remember.
Clocks her
People
teeth.
Remember how you treat them. So remember that. I also remember, I think Kenya Barris told a story about being a PA, and someone was very rude to him when he was a PA, printing out the scripts and giving it. And then he, stayed the course, stayed doing his thing. He's working, and now it's like I remember how you treated me. Now I'm in the position to give you a job. I don't want to work with you because you were nasty and rude. People remember that stuff, not necessarily to spite you or to do something to you when you get out, but people remember how they were treated, and they're not going to want to deal with it. So don't then come back acting like you know somebody.
And I just think that's nasty. Like, why are you looking down on people? It's just nasty. I don't like it.
People who aren't doing anything, people who are too scared to go after things that they want to do, people who are too lazy to do the work and do the course, they're always going to hate because there's a little bit of animosity there because they know that they won't do it.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
And it's not that if you really got that dog in you, you could do it. And even if you don't, and not everything has to end up at the Oscars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people are successful in every which way. So don't think you're looking at, oh my gosh, I need to go win an Oscar like Michael B. Michael B was showing up every day and things accumulated. Accumulation. That's what it is. You ever one day go back and look to update your resume and be like, whoa.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is starting to look good. All them little, things you've been, wait a minute. You ever go back and you've been working on something and you look, oh, okay. I'm starting to get there.
Honestly, if you stay steady and keep the course with something, no matter what, you're going to have more things than you thought of. You know what I mean? You're going to get somewhere, even if you're thinking Oscars or whatever. Like, you will get somewhere.
Yeah.
You'll have some type of
and you have to look at what you got going on.
Right.
A good thing also is to always be gracious. I feel like Teyana Taylor is such a good example of this, and seeing her through that. I think that's why I'm so I was so happy watching her through this award season, because Teyana Taylor not only was, acting, singing, dancing, choreographing, she was pouring into everyone else for years. She actually said, she said most of her career she was pouring into other people. Gracious, congratulating people, never was bitter and like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not doing this? Always showing up graciously. And I feel like that makes it even sweeter to now see her be able to reap benefits of, because she creative directs so many people's tours and she choreographs for so many people. Like, and
it's so good too.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like, the work she does is good. We've been seeing it for a minute. I always think that when something happens and then you get on the timeline and you see people like kind of dry hating, like I saw a lot of discourse this weekend about not who gets invited to certain things and who doesn't. Okay. And some of it was conductive, or like it was like, oh, okay, how I hope to go to this one day, or how might I be able to get to this one day, or I know the logistics are they invite people if they're associated with this and this year. Hopefully one day I can get in the room. Then there was other people like, when I look at that guest list, I'm like, really? Some of these people that you let them in, and there's all these other people that I think should be in there, and I think I should be there too. Now that's a different tone. Yeah, it's okay for the first one. The second one is a different tone, it's and really that is not going to get you in a room, because what people understand is people can see you. People can see you. Yeah. If you want to go to the event, why are you online bashing the guest list?
Right. You're bashing people who are at the event. They're where you want to be.
Let me, organizer of the event, note that down, write you down for next year. Right. So that I don't fall victim to your rant online. Huh? Nobody's doing that. Nobody even was thinking about you because you weren't invited.
Right.
Why don't you figure out, okay, if my goal is to go to this event, what can I do? Who can I talk to get the resources to go to this event? Not how did she get in? She must have snuck in.
They were saying that about Keith Lee and his wife. They're like, why is Keith Lee there? Why are they there? Like, because they were invited. Like, why are you being a hater?
How you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in. Okay. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Stop hating from outside of the club. Be gracious. Because when you are gracious, when it is your turn, people are going to be gracious to you because that's just the energy you give off. You're always going to be radiant and light in the room. You know what I'm saying? If you're nasty and arrogant, nobody wants to deal with that.
Right. It's just,
and no one likes arrogance, you know? Okay. Teyana said, the thing that always hurt her was people not taking her serious because they don't really know what she does. Has anyone ever underestimated you in a way that pushed you harder? Or does being underestimated you drain you?
It can be draining if it's, ongoing for years. And I think that's what Teyana was kind of talking about, where it does get to a point where it's draining. But for me, there's always that thought where I'm like, I can't let them be right. I can't let people be right. Like, I have to show who I am, what I have to offer. I think personally, that's more of, things professionally that I've been through. It's like, I'm going to show you, what I have. Like, I've been underestimated because I'm, younger in certain rooms or, a woman. But, I'm going to show you that I'm talented. There's a reason I'm here. Like, I'm in the room. There's a reason. They're not just going to let someone in the room for no reason. Yeah. So if I'm here, don't underestimate me.
Yeah. For me, I just feel like you're going to see.
Yeah, you're going to see. That's it.
I don't even worry about that. You will see. You will see. Absolutely. Bet you will see. And then that's the thought. And then I push it away.
Right.
Because you're going to see. I'm walking in anointed steps.
That's it.
Hello. You will see. Okay. A jack of all trades, right? I think that's something that we can say that Teyana Taylor is a multi-hyphenate. And I feel like the multi-hyphenate right now is popping.
It is.
Everybody is a multi-hyphenate. It's a thing. And it's kind of nice when you can have all, your things in your bio of what you are. Yeah. It's just, people love a multi-hyphenate. I think it's because it's like a well-rounded person. It's like all the things that I love and that I do and that I am inspired by. Sometimes people don't know how to categorize you, so they minimize you when you're a jack of all trades. They say a jack of all trades is a master of none. Yeah. They do. Which, to me, depends on the person. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people who are multi-hyphenates, or a lot of people who do different things, or even can see a lot of people who I don't know, like celebrities or Teyana Taylor. She's great at dancing, great at choreographing. She
great
makes
at creative writing.
Yes.
Great music.
Have you seen the tours before and after?
Exactly.
Like, you can see her touch on it.
You can.
Her music, great. Like, so it's like, okay, these are people who are doing multiple things well. You think of like someone like Solange.
Yes.
Who's producing, composing classical symphonies, archivist. She opened like a whole archive library of literature. Like, people can be good at several things. Yeah. So don't put that down. Have you ever felt like being good at multiple things worked against you instead of for you?
No. Honestly, I think now seeing a lot of people with multi-hyphenates, it's encouraging because now you're like, I can pursue multiple things that I like. I, like different things that are in different fields, different avenues, and I can go after those things and I can excel at anything I want to excel at. You know, I think it's just how hard you go for each project or, you know, whatever. So it doesn't discourage me. I feel like you can be a master of, you know, all trades if you work hard at it, if that's what you want to do.
I think that it can work against someone with trying to do everything at once. I feel like when you have so many ideas, I know like sometimes you have so many ideas and so many things you want to execute and you can't do them all like today. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you want to get all of these things out and it's like, ugh. And I feel like what I feel like I've seen that is working, picking something and diving into it and then using that as an anchor. Right. I feel like so many people are undercover multi-hyphenates, and once they get that thing, that anchor that's okay, gives them credibility and leverage and all the things, then they start doing all these other things and it's like, oh, you have all these things, but they had that anchor that they locked in on, and they like Issa Rae.
I was about to say even Rihanna.
Yeah. Totally. But like let me finish my thought. I'm sorry. Issa Rae, she had her anchor, which was television. She was writing, you know, and acting and all the things. Once she got that popping and got a level of credibility, a level of access, a level of network, a level of trust with her audience, she was able to then expand out into all the things she wants to do. She has a hair care line. She has a coffee shop. She has so many different other businesses. She has a media company. She has a audio company. She executive produces things. That's how you do it. Yeah. Even like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is another one.
Who was a comedian, and that was the anchor. And then once he like got his, then he's like, okay, food chain. I like working out. I'm making a workout line. So I just feel like
liquor too, right?
Yeah. Liquor. You can branch out and do, but when you try and do them all at the beginning to start, I always think about clothing brands when they first come out, and you know the clothing brand will have a couple, well, not all of them do this, and I think this is a good analogy for the jack of all trades and like how to be a multi-hyphenate and a jack of all trades and like push yourself into a position where you can explore them.
Yeah.
You think about clothing lines who started with I think I saw Law Roach saying this, a good pair of jeans.
Right.
And they're known for their jeans. Like they blow up off of these jeans. Then they start doing other things. Okay, now we have shirts. Now we have this. Even like, what's a brand that did that? Sacred.
Yeah, I was about to say hair care brands are like
hair
that.
care line. Yeah. It started with the foundation, and it was like what, 4 or 5 products?
Right.
It started with the foundation.
You have
line,
like the first line,
right? So it started there. Then they added a new line that was different things for like protective styles and all the things. Now they just announced this morning they have another line coming out of styling products. So gels and mousses and heat protectant and like all the things. But she didn't drop 30 products at one time and then fall through and flop on them. Right. No, they built the foundations and then they kept going on. I think that's a good analogy for just trying to navigate as
a multi-hyphenate
and build the career and still do all of the things you want to do, just making sure that you have an anchor to put you there in the position to do so.
That's good. That's a good analogy, because I think the beauty industry does that really well, but other industries might not, you know.
What industry?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't think of one right now, but it's like I think the beauty industry does that really well. Where they'll come out one signature fragrance, then the other line, stuff like that.
I also liked that at the Oscars, Michael B. Jordan talked about, and Autumn talked about this too, standing on the shoulders of the ones that came before you. And I think it is so important to acknowledge that and to know their history, because you can learn so much from other people's journeys, and you can learn just how people navigate, and especially something like that where there's no set plan. Like if you are becoming a doctor, right? There, what your steps are going to be to become the doctor, right? You do this, doctor. If you're being Michael B. Jordan, there's no pathway to be Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really important to acknowledge the people who came before you and broke down walls that you didn't know were there and barriers. Because when you jump into something like that, or a career in an industry that doesn't really have a set plan, and you're trying to climb a ladder and do all the things, it's overwhelming. And to see people stay the course is so important. And that's why I feel like it's important for you to do it, because somebody that's coming behind you needs to see you.
Really important too, when people learn about the history of the people who came before them, you see who's really passionate about what they're doing. Sometimes people don't really respect the industry that they're in, and you can tell by how they talk about it or the work that they put out, and you really see who really is in love and passionate with what they do by how they talk about the people who came before them and really study them and like just know the history.
Yeah. And that's so, I feel like you see that a lot with Beyonce. Beyonce once said, I'm gonna talk about Beyonce. Beyonce once said 2 things. One that I think proves your point. She said people don't make albums anymore. She said they make a bunch of singles and put it on a track, and they put out the singles like, oh yeah, this is gonna pop, this is gonna pop, this is gonna pop, but it's not an album. Like an album it feels like a full thing, start to finish. It tells a story, this, that, and the third. People don't make albums anymore. They're just trying to get hits, and then put it on the album. That's a greatest hits album. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, that is so true, and that can be applied to other things. People who really are about the craft, and then people who are maybe just like making music and just want to make some bops, but not really trying to do all of that. Then she also said people don't like to rehearse. She said people don't like to rehearse because you have to be bad. You're not good when you start rehearsal. You don't go into rehearsal day 1 and are good. They don't like looking bad. They don't like being vulnerable and being seen as bad. They want to come in and act like they know everything and they're good at everything, so they don't like to rehearse.
And I feel like that partly, like maybe psychologically, has to do with social media, because all we present on a daily basis is our, perfect selves online. So you're like, wait, I don't want people to see me in real life really messing up, or really I don't know what I'm doing or talking about, when we're all human.
And I also think that's people not wanting to put in the work. Yeah. You're not just good. No. You have to become and do it time and time again. And you can see, yes, you can put things out and you can see it bad, but like, you just have to keep going. You can't expect it to be amazing the first time. You have to put in the work. And I feel like people don't like to work these days. Yeah.
And you're not bigger than the program. You're literally not bigger than the program.
Even you could be like super talented, and you still need to rehearse. Yeah. And you still need to put in the reps, and you still need to put in the time and put in the research and do all the things. You can't just come out the gate like, this is my first time ever doing this. No, people put in work, and you don't see all the work. Why would you?
Right.
that's what I'm like. People are like, you don't know. They didn't say that they were up for a week straight. They only slept 3 hours to do the what? Where was I saying that? Maybe if I was recording a documentary. What?
Yeah, and you're not gonna see, the behind the scenes. Like, if you want something, you're gonna work at it. Period.
And
That's
if
it.
you need, I also see people sometimes are like, how do you get the motivation to do this? How do you get the motivation to do this? How do you get the motivation to do this? I think that you'll just, if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. Mm-hmm. I also feel like you get to a point where you're tired of your own crap.
Yeah. And if you don't, I don't know. But I feel like that's...
If you don't, then you probably just don't.
You might you don't want it.
Do that bad.
Right. You don't want it that bad.
But, yeah.
But I feel like, I feel that's when you hit that turning point, when you get tired of your own crap.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that, like, nobody's perfect. But, I don't know. I just feel like some people have work ethic in them, and some people need to work at it a little harder,
and that's okay.
But at the end of the day, if you want to do it, you will. If that, because you know how they always say, if he wanted to, he would.
Right. If you wanted to, you would.
You have to turn that to yourself. If you wanted to, you would, but you don't. So stop asking for advice. Next. Maybe figure that out and then start asking for advice. But because people, I also think that's like when looking for a mentor, right? You can't go to a mentor and ask somebody to be your mentor and you don't have anything.
Right.
You need to be actively doing the thing and in the thing. You can't walk up to someone and be like if we ran into someone who had a huge podcast, right? And we had never even recorded an episode of our podcast, this, that, and the third. We're like, hey, can you give us advice on podcasting? They're like, okay, like, what? Tell me more. Like, what's the thing? Oh, well, like, I haven't started yet. I wanted advice on how to start. It's like, start.
Right. Just start.
And then once you start, you'll have more specific questions. You can't just walk up to somebody and ask them something so broad. They probably have a ton of things that they know that they can't just spiel out to you. You have to be specific. You have to ask for what you want. And
with the mentor-mentee relationship too, I feel like a lot of times people expect the mentor to do everything. Like it's a two-way
street.
It's a two-way street. It goes both ways.
How can
the communication that you put in is what you will get out. You can't expect this person who's your mentor to do all of the communicating, all of the reaching out. It's not going to work that way.
And it's not like a parasite thing.
Right.
You have nobody wants to be your mentor and then you're sitting there just listening to them rattle off. Think, okay, what can I do for them? What can I do? Can I help their organization in any way? Can I volunteer at one of their events? Like, what can I do to help them as well? And nobody wants to mentor you. Nobody wants a mentee this is what I think about when I'm with my mentors. Like, nobody wants a mentee that's not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, why am I sitting here giving you knowledge? You need to be actively trying, actively doing the things. That's something that someone can mentor and help you. If you're just sitting there asking, well, how do I do this? How do I do this? That's not helpful.
And then just never doing it though too. Like, let's say you get advice and you're just never acting on anything. Like, stop wasting people's time.
Stop wasting people's time.
These people are busy.
You need to be actively in the motion. And then people can mentor you. If there's nothing to mentor, I don't know. I feel like some people look at mentorship as just like, oh, I want a mentor. Like
it's trendy. I feel like it's trendy to sit there and be like, oh yeah, my mentor. But what are y'all really doing?
When I go to my mentors, I am like asking about specific things that I'm doing. Like, I am in the thing. I'm not sitting there like, oh, what should I do? Give me a job.
Actually, hook me up with this person.
Right. What's on your resume that qualifies you to do that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's, or if you don't have anything on your resume that qualifies you to do that, because that's not always the case, what skills, what transferable skills, what are things that you did in your time? Come on now. I'll go on forever. Because I feel like sometimes people just expect people to
give them handouts.
Yeah. And it's like, no, show up with something too. Show who you are. Okay? Because it's always that girl content. Well, if you that girl, show up like it. Okay? Period. Show them who you are. And that is exactly what Teyana Taylor and Michael B. Jordan did this award season. Show them who you are. But they've been doing that. They're just now catching up.
Right. We've been new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Now, we will take this time to do our segment, Sister Sound Off. That is where we pause the conversation and each get 30 seconds to speak our mind. 30 seconds on the clock. I will start.
Go ahead.
And go. When it comes to staying the course, I thought about us starting this podcast, and I just wanted to say, like, when this became an idea, this started out as me starting a blog, and then it formed into a podcast, and then it formed into us doing a podcast. And the main thing of that was I had to start to make it better and to get better. You know what I'm saying? So just start, and don't feel like you need to prep. You need to prep, but if you prep yourself into never starting, it's not going to work.
You're failing yourself.
Just like start, because then you can really mold it and make it what it needs to be.
And I'm proud of us. We literally, we just started. Literally, we just, and we learn after each and every,
we learn every time. We get better every time, and we are continuing to
do the work,
try and make it better, and do good and be, on this journey. So that's what I have to say. If you have anything that you are like wanting to do and you're planning yourself into a wall, maybe start with what you have planned and see what happens.
You'll learn along the way. You're not going to know everything.
See what happens.
Just see what happens.
You ready?
Yeah.
And go.
So with the talk of multi-hyphenates, I know sometimes people having multi-hyphenates, people automatically think, it's scammy, or like, they're like, are you really doing all of these things? And to that, I just want to say, I feel like you can tell when people are really about it and really doing what they say they're doing and having those multi-hyphenates, because there's always proof in the pudding. Like, there's always proof. I met someone last year, and he was like running down his multi-hyphenates, and he was like, yeah, I own a restaurant and I do that. Like, he was just naming it, but then he had the proof to back it up. Like, he pulled up everything. And I was like, oh, okay, you really are doing what you're saying you're doing. So I feel like that's a way you can tell when people are just kind of just saying they're doing it, not really doing it, and the people who are really about their business. There's always proof.
I always think about that when people on Pop the Balloon
exactly
say they're an entrepreneur, and then the host asks them what their business is, and then they don't have,
they have no answer.
They don't say it, and I'm like, what? You didn't have to add that. Just say the other thing. But they can't ever, like, some people do. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you'll get to, and like, it'll be like someone, they'll be like, I'm a serial entrepreneur. It's like, oh, what are some of your businesses? This and that, and it's like, and why'd you even add that to the dang thing?
A lot of times they'll be like, oh, I'm going to start. They'll say, I'm, a serial entrepreneur and I'm going to start this business. Just start it.
Or just say, I'm about to open this. I don't know. That annoys me on Pop the Balloon.
It does. It annoys me too.
When someone says, oh, entrepreneur, and then they're like, oh, what do you do? And then it's like,
that's what gives like scammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make it a buzzword, y'all. All right.
I feel like it's becoming one already, but
Because I saw someone say, why does everyone on Pop the Balloon have 3 jobs? And I'm like, that's fine. You're allowed to have a side hustle. Like, most people today have a side hustle. It's just, be specific. I own a trucking company.
Right.
That's all you had to say.
That's all you had to say.
Not, I'm an entrepreneur. What? Anyway. I'm like, that's not a... I could get into it.
Yeah, because
that's not the... You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Saying you're an entrepreneur. Okay, maybe if you didn't want people in your business, but then just maybe say vaguely something like, you didn't have to say the name of your trucking company. Just say, I own a truck company.
Right. Because I think now people are
just
feeling like
throwing in entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you don't have to be an entrepreneur. Who cares?
You don't have to. But yeah, I think people are just throwing it in just...
All right.
It's a buzzword. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Let us know if you watched the Oscars and how you felt. Let us know anything that you are staying the course on right now. We want to know. We're staying the course on this. So subscribe and follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you can stay the course with us. We will see you next time. Bye.